Hi guys, my name is Mark and today I will show you a video how I tear down a new version of the HSK and the very first version I've ever got, which is basically this one, just to check what changed on the internal design and on the PCBs and to have a short comparison about it. Let's go guys. Guys, as I said already, trying to tear down this one. I hope I have the right screwdrivers here. At first I will classically just tear off these skates. I know some people will roast me now, of course. Here, heat them a little bit up or use some alcohol or something. I don't use alcohol. I just basically, you see, I just tear them off now. Because I have no clue where the screws are. I'm just checking the screws right now. Give me a second. Yeah, I just put out the screws. So I will clean this after, guys, when I reassemble it. This video is basically just for, because I'm very interested in which type of PCB or which changes they've made to the PCB. Inside of those two versions. I only see those two. I have no idea if there's something below the sticker, but I don't think so. Is this a screw also? Or what? No, it's not. Honestly, I never watched a teardown video of this. Okay, it's only these two, I guess. Okay, this was pretty easy. Looking into the shell here, it's okay. It's with omrons, by the way. If I said there were tails inside, it's not. The old version was with omrons I received from X-Ray-Pad. Cable management here, so basically the cable looks very, well, I don't know. They closed it, so I don't see it. There's a reason why they do stuff like this is that they just like fix it, or they just make it so stiff inside that there is from out the overgoing here that there's so less movement or so less space inside that you basically can't force the inside here where the cable goes over to these single cables with the rubber shrink around it, that there could be no force or there's like zero movement inside. That's why they do this here. Never seen this before, to be honest. As I said, that's normal omrons. I don't need to tear down the PCB really. Let me check if I can read something. Yeah, this one says here that there's really a PMW 3389 sensor in it, in a DM version, and that they basically use, can't tell which type of MCU it is, but that's how the old version looks. That's how the inside of the old version looks. Here you see, for example, how they fixed the clicks, so the moving parts to the top shell. And on my review I said that it looks like that's 3 parts, but here now it looks like that is really only one part, that the top shell really looks like it's just one part. Okay. For me it looked like from the outside here, just by this, by these lines here, that I believe that is like one part and these are 2 different parts. But from the inside, what you can see here is that there's basically no split here in the plastic. So the top shell is just one part. You only have 2 little screws inside for the fixation of these of the plastic clicks. Then you have those huge pieces here, the blocks, which are basically forcing the runs. And I really thought that's Kales. I didn't know that they sent just Chinese runs, but now we know. And now we tear off. I think we just tear off the purple one, to be honest. Let's check. That's the new one, as you can see, the translucent one. And we just want to compare what's inside. Because for me it felt like that, as I said, I had a high jitter on this one, on the very first version when I played it. And now there's basically like zero jitter, and just want to see and compare what happens here, or what they changed, if you can see something, or if this, at first the screws are different. Let's check. The way it's made, it's pretty much equal, to be honest. But this times they're really Kale inside. You can see that they are the Kale 8.0 switches, black dots. You can see the cable management or the routing is the same, with the same stress relief here in front. Looks pretty much equal. The PCB on the first view, just by size, how big the PCB is, looks very similar. But I already can tell you that the MCU is different. There's less stuff on the PCB. If you can see, there are less resistors, more space, more holes like Doku's, and as you can, let me check, but it's basically the same sensor. Yeah, it's exactly the same sensor they used there. That's okay for me, but I think I could Google this one here, and then we would know which new MCU they use. But you can already see, if you compare those two PCBs, that the new version has overworked, redesigned PCB, which needs less stuff on it, so less resistors, less condensators. So basically, the build looks more clean. I think also that's will make it a little bit lighter. I think I would check how the backside looks of both. I mean, we tear down it, and if we have it like this, we also can check the backside. Maybe they just changed it and put more stuff on the backside. I don't know. But for me, in the first, it looked really like a completely redesigned PCB with a new MCU, and maybe the changes in the MCU and in the firmware, or generally in how the sensor is controlled or used now by the MCU, is different. Where are the other screws? Okay, there are no other screws. There's like, they fix it with the plastic. Okay, they don't want you to put it out, I guess. But we will put it out anyway. They have plastic here, and then they have plastic here. Hello. Aye. So they just, it's not only screws, guys. They also figured. They made here those, yeah, all the stuff here. These 6 guys are holding the PCB also. Let's check the backside. Okay. We check it here also now. We just try to get the PCB out now. So no screws to disassemble for me. Okay. It's a little bit more. Okay, here we have it. Yeah, it's a completely new PCB, guys. I think you can see it here. That's 2 different PCBs. The downside with the LED indicator for the DPI change or whatever is still the same. It's the LED looks a little bit different. Looks like they have 2 now, and on the old one it was only 1 for the button. I have no clue why they have 2 LEDs now, but in general, need to be said that this PCB, when I see how the soldering is, that the soldering looks way more qualitative, so looks like it's made better. Can't really tell the difference. Some of the numbers just say One says like E330731 and the old version was 306427 and the other number says 2046 and the new number says 2926. I have no idea if this is a number for a revision or is of the PCB itself of the version, but I can clearly say when I just watch it by quality and how it's made, and the reduction of everything used in general on the PCB looks very good, looks more clean, better soldered, like they had a completely rework on the PCB, to be honest. Looks way more managed. Also, the SMD they used is one step smaller in general. If you see like those transistors over there and condensators, they're looking very big, and down here that's one step smaller, and the one above are another step smaller. Just by manufacturing level and by soldering level, this PCB is really one step ahead of the old one. Also the old one, as I said, has Omrons and the new one not. Also for me, what I can tell you guys, that the way they no, it's pretty much the same. The encoder, I think it's a Huano encoder, looks like. Also still the same here for the mouse wheel. Yeah, I could Google this one, the MCU, and we would directly know. Also, what they changed is that this PCB had basically no trademark on it. Looks like this PCB looks for me like it was an, how can I say, like in prototype PCB, and this one looks more like a mass production PCB. Of course, there's like Beijing Young Technology CO, that's the real name of GWOS here over the MCU. And as I said already, it looks way better. And this also, it's good, better made. Definitely, I think if I see this and I need to compare this, I would say just by the MCU and by the way how the PCB is made, that this difference maybe, I say maybe, where the problem with my version, or is in general the problem, or the problem I had with the small jitters in aim on high DPI. I have no clue if I was the only guy who had this or who felt like there was a jitter, but for me, I can clearly say they not only updated the shell colors and the plastic a little bit. In general, when we look from here, this is not changed. Also the bottom shell, what was this? It was the button, okay. When we watch this, also the bottom shell did not really change. Everything the same, the plastic is basically the same, only the PCB changed. So I think the evolution or the rework of the PCB, or in general, maybe it's the first mass production PCB with new MCU, is way better and felt for me better in general. Also, I think that's the reason why the new software is only working for this because of the MCU. Maybe it's harder or not possible to write a software for this one where you can save your settings on the PCB. Maybe this MCU they're using here is not able to do or save your settings. Could be a problem, I don't know. Can't tell because I don't have the data sheets of the MCUs. If I would have them, I could show you and we could analyze which type of MCUs there are, what they can do, what they can manage, what they can handle. But yeah, roughly said, I would say the new MCU is felt for me like it's performing better. So that was all from me from now. I will not send down it or whatever, or try to reduce the weight of the mouse. I think if you want to see this, you go to Bearded but I just wanted to show myself, or it was my interest to just see if the changes on the PCB could be the reason why the mouse feels way better now in game, and I think that's the reason. So guys, if you watched until here, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, put it down in the comments. I think from time to time I will do stuff like this if I feel a mouse really evolved on the next production step. I will try to find out or seek why it has, or is evolving. What's the reason for this? Here, I think it's because of the PCB and of the new MCU. The sensor did not change, it's the same. We have Kales now, not Omrons. So basically that's it from my side. Thanks for watching and see you on the next review, guys. Bye bye.